Hey everybody, this is Bracket, and I just wanted to post a video response to Joebiwan's video on trust, who is also Jay Mozek. And the video, of course, like I said, the video was on trust. And my thoughts on trust, as you know, as I posted a question like, when do you really draw the line and when do you say enough is enough? To kind of update you on that situation, I have dealt with that, and that person has ceased to be a part of my life since then because of my decision. So, I, um, something about me is that tend to be somewhat of a loner myself. But I do have a few friends. I try to keep them as few and far between. The problem that I have, and something that you probably figured out based on my video, was that sometimes you tend to let people in too quickly, which that was the case in the scenario that I created the video, and I realized that, so I backed away from it. Trust is something that I believe very few people really do earn. I think a lot of people think sometimes you can base people on like base face value and take them at their word, and then find out that they're completely lying, no good scum. But so my biggest thing is I tend to bring people in a little bit, but don't bring them into your inner circle. I guess another way to put this is I have more acquaintances than I do have friends. This is the way I choose to live to some extent, and to some extent it does get, I guess, lonely at times, but it's better than having to deal with the bullcrap of having too many people in and people becoming leeches, which a lot of people can tend to do if you let them in too quickly or if you don't know someone. Um, Another thing that I realized on trust is the fact that probably the best people that I can trust, and this is in my individual scenario, and even is my family, and I do have a pretty strong family. Now, the interesting thing about that is that family can sometimes betray you. But the thing that I have realized is with that is you only let you only let certain family members that know you and that accept you for who you are into who you really are to some extent, and into your inner being or inner circle. This is kind of a interesting question that I originally posted because I didn't think it would be that get that much response, but I'm glad that it did because it's very interesting to see and hear what you guys have to say. And I do want to say thank you to all of you that did post a response to it via your comments or your video blogs. But my biggest thing, again, like I said, is trust is something that is earned and you go through a process, but very few people want to take the time to earn that trust that it takes to build a solid relationship. It is interesting to note that as society grows larger, there seems to be a lack of character within a lot of people. It seems we let me rephrase that. There seems to be a get ahead as best you can mentality to the way things function, and that's not healthy because then that's when you have people that are trying to get ahead no matter what, which is a big viewpoint which is a big part of my viewpoint on the whole war aspect, as far as the whole Jewish versus Hezbollah thing. But this isn't really about trying to start any debate over a political issue. This is about trust, and let me back away from that while I can. Um, like I said, the biggest thing is trust has to be earned, but also people have to prove themselves, whether that be over the short term and the long term. And the saying is true: if you can't trust somebody in the small things, you're not going to be able to trust them in the big things. That's just my viewpoint on trust. Again, thank you for your responses. That's just also a little update on that situation that I was dealing with. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for your comments and your postings again. And remember the two things about me: one, keep on rocking, and two, if you got something to say, you can say it. Rock on, and have a great weekend. Bye bye.